Hello fam, it is Kiahonfire and welcome back to Conan Exiles. As you might have seen yesterday, we had a video about Highland Purges, but you may be wondering what that kind of entails and are these actual Highland thralls worth actually getting the Purge for or capturing, you know what I mean. So we're going to be looking into some of the thralls behind the Purge in the Highlands, so that includes the following Purges: an outcast Veneer chieftain, a pack of wolves, a gang of roaming bandits, an army and a clan of Nordheimers, and a group of Veneer Hunters. So that is the Purges in the Highlands with people Purges. So we'll be checking those out, seeing what we can get from them, etc. If you didn't see the video with the Highland Purges, I highly recommend you watch that one as well if you're more curious about the Purges and what they're kind of like. And we'll be starting with the Clan of Nordheimer's Purge and what thralls you can get from this one. It actually has a lot of fighters in it and archers. We have fighters on the right, archers on the left. So you get an idea, and may I say, this is in the current version of Conan Exiles. The health and the damage will be nerfed in the future. So they will still be roughly on the same scale, but the values will be slightly different. So just bear that in mind. But we have a level 20 and a level 1 of each and every one of these, and they do look quite similar. There's a kind of a trend going on here, but we'll have a look at them. We'll start off with Aldrick, Higher of the North. This is one you can also get, which is a fighter as a normal fighter. So you can see his kind of pool there of strength and his vit and his agility. Of course, it's going to be like all Hires of the North for clan. They're going to focus in several different places. For instance, Hires usually kind of go for strength, agility and vit, so they can be very good for actual battling when it comes down to strength multipliers. But then here's another look at one that is fully leveled, so here we go. And you can have a nice look at that. And then we'll be looking at our next one, Ula the Berserker, however you pronounce that. If you can pronounce that, you're amazing. But you're going to see a trend. These stats are going to be the same on the level 1s. But I thought I'd just give you a browse over to see if you'd kind of like what you're looking at right here. And you'd be like, aha, maybe I will bother to capture one of these in the Purge. Or maybe I won't bother to capture one of these in the Purge. And then we'll have a look at Sure the Red. Same kind of go over here. And we'll be having a look at his stats as well when he's fully leveled. So, for instance, he actually got really good health in this one, which is absolutely insane. Hallowed, Relentless, and Jack of all trades is like the vitality love right there. You could have got a better one at the start, but that is pretty darn good. But you can see this one, how it's been distributed here. See the values for yourself. And let's have a look at Derek Broken Finger. So we have all the stats here on the normal one. And then let's have a look at him when he's all leveled up and got perks in different places, you know. He's actually got Universal Warrior, which is quite good as well when you want a mixture. But there you go, there's his kind of pool. And remember, different points go into different values. So whatever I have on one of these as a level 20, you might get different rolls. But generally, they like to stay mostly in the highest ones that the thing is kind of chosen. As you can see, that's kind of a running theme there. And yeah, we're going to our archers now. I'll start back over here again. We'll have a look at Gavin the Wolf. Gavin the Wolf is also in a different Purge as well. If you don't see things I've mentioned that are in like other Purges, well, you're going to notice them here right now. So Gavin the Wolf is also in the, I think it is the Wolf Purge as well. So if you're curious about why he's not in that when I mention about the Wolf Purge, that is why. And it will be the same with crafters. With a lot of the different Purges in the Highlands, they have all the same crafters actually, that actually drop from each and every one of them. So the same crafter list, so you can get a look at that with different Purges. So you won't have to worry about getting a specific Purge when it comes to that. But you do have to kind of worry about more specific Purges when it comes to fighters and archers and all of that good stuff. So we're on to Aldrick the Birdcatcher. You can see how he's rolling as well. These ones are the archers here. I wouldn't always use the Nords as archers, but you can if you like. depending on what you like. I tend to go with ones that have a better growth chance in the accuracy. So if I remember right, that might be relics and pirates. I might be wrong now. I'm doing this off my brain. I'm not looking it up. I'll have to look it up again. But you can see, here we go, we've got some different rolls. Of course, they tend to have a little bit lower health as well, by the looks of it. But that's pretty much all the ones you get out of Clan and Oldheimers. And oh yeah, we have to go through our crafting NPCs. Like I was saying before, you're going to get a lot of the same ones in each and every Nordheimer Purge. So I'm going to start with the cooks. We have Ada and Chopper Arik, so those are two ones you can get from this one. And I kind of wanted to put them in here so you get the idea of what they will give, if they give anything different. And if you might be interested in them, some cooks actually give different recipes, so it's good to have a look at them. And then some give the same, but they won't give the same as, you know, if they were a tier 3, they wouldn't give the same. And then let's have a look at the armour. Armour's a big one when it comes to Purge rules, so there's a huge one that you do want to look into, because they can craft you more specific things that you may be looking for. Let's have a look at this one. What could this one do? This one can do Redeemed Silent Legion, it can do all of the Flawless DLC gear, and we have, of course, all the normal Flawless as well. There's also a chance that it might not appear, the recipe, in this one and may in the other one, so you do have to double check if it does or not. And I'm seeing a Bearer's pack in here actually, which is good to see as well, so that might be his speciality. When it comes to everything, I can also see the horned heavy plated and the leather. Usually Purge rules will actually do all of these all the time, so you'll get the kind of same results, but I thought I would look over them anyway, so you kind of get an idea of them as well. I'm going to have a look at Aldrick as well, have a look through his list, we can see all of the stuff there. And again, Redeem Silent Legion, and then if I pop them in here, you should get the exact same kind of thing as the other one did. So if we go down to here, yeah, you can see we got all the heavy plated things and the leather apron and whatever else. I always think they need kind of a rework because they're a bit too samey, and there's not really a point of getting different ones when it comes to the Purge, when it comes to armourers. But some of them are important that way and not. Anyway, let's have a look at the blacksmith. We'll have a look at Frey Steel Grasp. Some of them can be pretty interesting and provide like different things that might be worth looking into. So we can have a look at this kind of list here that this one does. And you can see this actually does a legendary repair kit here. And then there's also should be the Flawless Foul Cutter in there that I can also make. So yeah, there you go. You can get a Flawless one of those with this one. And then the Steelbender Hagger actually does the same thing with the legendary actually and the Foul Cutter. So it will also provide that and cheaper reinforcements as well, apparently. So those will supposedly be cheaper than the other ones, and then you have the legendary repair kit in there too, which is really nice, which I was about to drag in my inventory then because I was like, oh yeah, I have a bit of that. And then there is also Taskmasters in this one as well. So let me have a look over here in our box. We have Skalgrim, Vanaheim, and Frick the Trapster. Both of these will do you a world of justice and service. So if you find your thralls taking too long, then grab yourself one of these if you can, and you will find life a hell of a lot easier. There's also 2 Ymir Priests in this one as well. We have a tier 4 Ymir Priest of Hogarth, the Frozen North, and Lot Frostspeaker. That will enable you to kind of do your Archie Priest things or whatever to go and get yourself an avatar, etc. That's what kind of what's important for. And even some of them, if I remember right, you might be able to make Berserker Drought with those as well. If I'm remembering that's the correct religion for that. And then let's have a look at Smelters as well. Smelters don't really do anything but add in kind of just decreases the time to cook things. But these are 2 ones, Haran and Fran, that both will do that kind of thing. And then we have Alchemists as well. If we go over to my little pickle of a mess of stations over here, we have actually 3 to look at here. We have Carl Blackhand. So he does black and white dye, which is really nice, and some tar recipes there too. Some spice as well, and some oil recipes. And then let's have a look at Mixmaster Festus, or Fetus, whatever you want to call it. We have white and black dye again, all the same good things, and then it should pretty much be the same for contrast. Funny name, by the way. All that kind of thing. So that's that for the Alchemists. So you see, if you want some of these recipes, it might be worth trying to get one of those. And then we have a couple of tanners as well, Aldrick and Master Tanner Track. They pretty much do the same thing as I mentioned in the smelting thing. It makes it a lot faster. So, I mean, it is worth picking up anyway. I always like having spare T4s of the ones that make it faster. Now we'll be looking at Veneer Hunters. Veneer Hunters are like archery people. So you got all these different archers, and that's pretty much what it boils down to. You also get Varpnir, which you get in a lot of other purges in the Nordheimer section. So you'll commonly see him everywhere and probably most likely get him as well. I mean, he's pretty decent anyway to have. I mean, I'm not complaining if I get myself a Varpnir, that's for sure. And then we have all the Huntsmen. They should be mostly the same statistically for these, so if you do get a Huntsman of some kind, then they should mostly boil down to the kind of same product. So if you do get one of them at least, then you could be quite happy about it, because you know what you're kind of getting yourself into. I like how they have quite a high base level of HP. This one's got lucky and got hallowed in here, so it's turned out pretty nicely as well. Bit poor on the accuracy is what you kind of don't want for an archer though, I noticed there. So let's have a look at this one. Again, I really like the base HP on these. And this one has -8 in accuracy, which isn't very good here. But that's because her perks kind of rolled wrong. I kind of wish with the perks there was a reset potion like a mind wipe, but hopefully maybe we'll see something like that in the future that could help us with that issue. And as you can see through these, we've got Aravel, the Terror. Have a look at all of them. He's got lucky with hallowed again. I don't usually get this many hallowed thralls, so this is kind of crazy. And then we have Bent Snowblind, so all of these. Have a look at how he's rolled. Might of Giants, that's a really nice roll. He's actually come out really nice actually, this one. Move on to our next one, which is gonna be a gang of roaming bandits. Yeah, here we go, we start here. These are my actual roaming bandit thralls, so these will be different slightly, because you can get them all over the map. Then you can see different kind of statistics in them, and that could be quite interesting. So let's start with our, I believe this is our fighter side. Yeah, so you can kind of see here we have, this one's really good at accuracy because it's that kind of thing. And then you have a Midas as well. You can have a look at him when he levels up. He's actually rolled pretty good in health as well, but naturally is very good in health anyway. And then we have Captain Ada, which is kind of an unfortunate name. I might be saying it wrong, but you can have a look at how she kind of rolls. And she's got some pretty good iron physique there, if you like that kind of thing. But the accuracy is really, really good on these, and the health is pretty decent as well. And then we can have a look at these guys. Here we go. Have a look at these. The accuracy is very, very good on these. Yeah. I like the kind of roll on the bandit ones as well, because they kind of equally distribute it out when you kind of level them up to 20. You can see quite a nice equalization there. They're actually rolling really good in the HP, and now let's have a look at the archers, because that's when the actual accuracy perk in these is going to come in mighty handy, and that's kind of what we want in this anyway, since of course this is accuracy, got a good head start in accuracy already. So let's have a look at these, have a look at those, you know. Like I was saying before, they're pretty much going to boil down to the same thing, so there's only really so much I could talk about on them, because that's the kind of theme with most of the thralls anyway. When they're from different factions, pretty much all of the factions are going to boil down to the same thing and what their roles roll down to, so that's kind of the thing they have going on there. But I just thought I wanted to show you them anyway, just to see if you were interested in that kind of thrall, and kind of explain more in detail about the purges and what you can expect, and maybe you'll be looking out for certain ones now. Not only do they have different fighters and archers, they also have different crafters in this one, so I'll give you a quick overview. We have Iola Ironbar and Murzi Smolderfinger. Again, these are ones that are going to reduce time, that are going to show you new crafting recipes. Same with Bragg and Yelkin, that you can also get from there. And then we have the Blacksmith, which we can actually look at for different things. We have the reinforcements again, like all Purge rules, and the legendary weapon repair kit. So looking out for Master Crafter Shanya will be really good, and same with Sasan Anvil Breaker. It's going to do the same kind of thing as we were talking about with the Purge ones. So it's kind of sad that they do the same kind of thing with the special Purge rules. But then again, you are lucky if you get one anyway through the Purge, because you might not get a crafter full through the Purge. It's not always a thing. But here we go, we can have a look at the different recipes with the former Booze Hound and the Tourist the Cook. You can see it's pretty much all the same as the others, as it will be. And you're going to get the same kind of results here as well with Tooth Clan and all of that business. You can see different things. You can also see these two kind of things, weaves and stitches as well. And we have the same with Eurus the Strong. And if we move them into the normal armorer's bench, then you get to see what they're actually going to do for you properly. Again, they're going to do the heavy plated helmets, etc. Same with Tutu Boy over here, he does the same kind of thing here too as well. So they're pretty much all the same there. And then again with the Carpenter Fools, here we go, we put them in. We have Vash the Bearded, he's going to help with certain things, that's the word. And then you can see all the Flawless here as well. Nice DLC ones and some normal ones in there too. So they're good to look at as well. The Carpenters, you might quite like one of those too. Now we're going to be looking at the Army of Nordheimers. This is slightly different compared to the Clan of Nordheimers. It does include all mostly the same kind of shenanigans, however it does have some different stuff as well. This one is the one that actually provides ones that you might be looking for that might help you out a little bit more than the usual. So we have John the Tinkerer in this one, again same kind of burn, kind of reducing there. And then we have Oscar Thunderhead, going to do the same kind of shenanigans. But then with this one, this is not so much a Purge rules for this, it actually does different things. Well, this one actually does flawless steel stuff, so as you see when we bring it down a bit, you can see that she can do flawless hardened steel daggers, etc. That's her speciality there. That's what she does, and that's pretty nice. And then we look at Rocco the Alchemist to see what he does. He does pretty much your normal alchemist stuff, so there you go. You might not really want to look out for that one, but if you do want the normal stuff, then that's fine too. Then you have Rickart. There's a slightly more. There you go, some more recipes there, including the honey jerky as well. And then let's have a look at our armorer's bench, because this is the one that is probably more of value when it comes to this. You can find them out on the wild, but you can also find them in this Purge, which is a nice thing. And I believe his crafting recipe may be for the normal armorer's bench. Sometimes a little bit hard to tell with these, because they have two different versions, the Epic Flawless and the Flawless. Can get a bit muddly, but this one definitely does have a recipe here. Here we go, we see the Flawless. Oh, I scrolled out the way, that's not good. We have the Flawless Veneer in all three categories, heavy, medium and light. And that's what Battleborn does, so that one's quite valuable. If you do get it through the Purge, if you're struggling, etc., then that's quite a nice one to find. And then we also do have a Carpenter, Arik. There we go. Does pretty much all the same juice here with the Flawless on these items. Then you also have a Taskmaster, Manus the Handful, and you have a Fighter, or Vine the Iron Shoe, but we can go and have a look around the corner to have a look at those. So here we go, here's my little crew over here of difference we can get. You can also get the same kind of stuff from over there as well as you can get here. But these are the unique ones you get out of the Nordheimer Army one. So we have Oscar of Blackheart. That is a different rule, but again it's a Here's of the North, so you're getting the same kind of statistics there of where it's gonna fall, and you get the kind of idea. They also do Janos. Janos is actually a really good fighter. I actually do recommend Janoses if you do get a Janos. They can do you a word of service. They're kind of just like Leons. Leons can also do really good as well. I quite like having one of those because those are really quite easy to get, and they also do performers as well. So if you kind of like a bold naked man dancing around your house, well, you can get one from the Purge as well, so that one's counted for. Now we're on to our final Purge, the Chieftain Veneer Purge, so the Outcast of Veneer Chieftain. They give a lot of chieftains that you can actually get in New Asgard in the world normally. However, if you're struggling with those because they only have one spawn point, then it can be quite valuable. They do kind of different things, different fighters, different dancers, different archers, different cooks, different things. So with Alfred, we have an archer. Let's have a look at this. You can see where the statistics fall. Again, another Highers of the North statistic right there. You can see they're pretty decent. Usually you can spot Purge falls, by the way, if you're wondering how to differentiate between the T4s, the named ones, the Purge falls, against normal kind of fighters. They are normally a lot larger, so you can spot them that way, because they'll be big tall ones, a lot bigger. But they do shrink down, unfortunately, after you've tamed them, so they won't stay big forever, unfortunately. So you can't have a humongous fall around your base, unless you kind of just, you know, get a mod for it or something. But we're not looking at mods today, we're looking at normal things. And of course they have a bunch of other chieftains as well, so let's have a look at these different chiefs here. I can tell you right off the bat, the actual armourer does the same as the Battleborn guy we just looked at, so that kind of thing. And then we have, again, our normal stations that are going to quicken the time with different chiefs in here. There's also a cook in here we can have a look at that does pretty much the same thing, but you never know, you might like it anyway if you don't have it already. And then we have the armed person as well. She does the same as Battleborn, but it is useful to have, and as before, there we go, we can see she does the veneer of all classes like heavy, etc. You got that all in there. And then there's also a carpenter as well in here too, that does the same kind of T4 nameful shenanigans for that kind of thing. So you get the idea. There's also as well a Taskmaster, which is always really nice to have anyway, because you know you can't really go wrong when you have a nice Taskmaster on your team to help tame the rest of the thralls. But that's pretty much all the Purges and the thralls inside them explained to you, so you kind of get an idea what you're getting yourself into. And I hope this video kind of helped you out. If you do find one of these in the future, maybe you can pick a certain one that you like, you know. But anyway, thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!